Twitch is already good. Don't have to worry about Twitch. Twitch just always goes live. That's the easy one. What's up, Jay Will? How you doing, man? Okay, so for some reason, YouTube stream is just black. What if I refresh it? Will that fix it? I know, now it works. I wonder if I went live twice. That'd be kind of shitty, actually. I hope not. Oh well, that's fine. It'll work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It is what it is. How's your guys' weekend going so far? We're waiting for the queue to speed up and maybe let me in here, but we'll see. Have I been? I've been all right. Debating on the content creation thing on what I want to do, but Tarkov's interesting. Tarkov's a bit of a trip. What is going on with this? It takes forever to get in the lobby. All right, so we're finally in a match. We're gonna go grab that stupid pesky wine bottle if I can find it right away. That's the $1,000,000 question. Can I find it and did I get a good spawn for it? Actually I got like a really good spawn for it. Problem is I gotta grab it and leave, which is half the trouble. Question is, where does it spawn? Like on multiple walls. I don't see it there. I think it could spawn here. And can it spawn like right here? I had this problem last time. I could never find the damn thing. I think it has like 3 spawn locations. Where the fuck is this thing? I think part of it is like I stand next to it and I can't see it. And I get really close and then I just can't grab it. Because I'm looking at like the wrong bottle, or maybe I don't give it enough time. Can it be on the shelf too? Yeah, I don't know where the fuck the thing is. I'm trying to find it. I'm gonna have to Google it. I'm literally gonna have to Google this shit. Okay, give me a second. He's like crouch walking. Hey, I can find it on my phone. On the shelf right side of the big bar counter. Problem is they're all the same. Thought it was that, but maybe not. Hey, it's this one? Oh, it's right there. Now, the problem is I gotta run across the map to the extract and see if the car extract is even there. Hmm. He's over there. I don't like this map for a lot of reasons. I don't think the car extract is here. But maybe. I'm gonna take a second here. Always having an annoying time trying to find that wine bottle. But I think they did that shit on purpose. Whoa. What? What if I like... Nope. It won't let me out. That's new. Unless the server's having a moment, but I don't know about that. I think I saw a gas analyzer. No, it's something else. Oh, did I not bring the money? I did bring the money. So I got 59 seconds before this leaves. It does let everyone know that somebody's taking it. I was gonna say, I thought I heard footsteps. That's in front of me. I'm trying to do this just quickly. That way I hit level 15, then I have the vendor. But once I have the vendor, I can actually start buying gear, buying weapons, getting what I want. So that was an easy one. I got the quest done. I got 2 quests done technically. And that should be probably enough experience to hit 15. Which unlocks the trader. Well, not the trader, but the market. And then I could start selling stuff and actually make money. I'd also buy my Mosins or sniper rifles, whichever I choose, to go play on woods and then try to get those sniper shots. Up, Fitzy? How you doing, man? All right, let's go turn these in before I forget. And then he's gonna give me a couple other ones. That's the 3M body armor. And then this is a new quest I haven't done before. Locate the Bison vs. Undertaker poster on the USET camp. And then I gotta do one on customs. I haven't done that yet. I've never done that one. No, let's not replace. Turn in. Oh, this one. The pocket watch one. I gotta go back to customs. I do have that key. So we could ditch this real quick. Ditch the money. I don't need it. And I gotta go find the extra key. I think I had like 5 of them at one point. It's an orange key. I know I have it somewhere. The question is where? Could just be in my inventory. Right here. Okay, so now I need to go to... I gotta go to customs, I guess? This one shouldn't be too bad. Really depends on the spawn. Have I been, Matt? I've been pretty good. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? Patrick, welcome back, man. What's up, Dominic? How you doing, man? You're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, Terry. All I do is work anymore. I can't really chill out and watch your streamers. Uh-oh. Yeah, I feel like that's just kind of how life works, man. A lot of work, not a lot of free time. Unfortunately. I'm probably going to be in the same boat here soon. I just got to figure out what I want to do job-wise outside of streaming. Maybe pursue something else. I want the trees? What about the trees? Arborist? Yeah, I wondered. You done climbing trees? I mean, I feel like arborists would be in high demand if you're like actually like licensed, certified. I saw a job listing for one not too long ago. There's a local, there's like a lawn mowing service. They had arborist position. They wanted a full-time one, but they're pretty big lawn care service. It's like, well, yeah, it makes sense. I guess the question is, how do I go get to that truck? I could go left. It's a pretty specialized job. I had to have a tree cut down too not too long ago. It fell over, and then I had to have the other tree removed. I had to have it split in half and then left like part of the tree, and then I had to have them come out and then cut the other part down. I would have done it, but I'm like, it's gonna land on my goddamn house. I'm like, I'm not touching it. You guys have insurance for that. I was like, I'm good. I'll let you guys do it. Yo, what? Why is he sniping at me? Did I go too far? What? Is there a player back there and I'm just dumb? I was like, I don't think I went too far. I can go that way. Get where I need to go. There are footsteps outside. He's throwing a nade. Wow, okay. He didn't throw it. I heard him click it. Maybe he just pulled the nade out, but didn't throw it. But no, I heard the nade. Hey, he's just better than me. Alright, next one. Question is, maybe I'll just scav, honestly. I probably have some inventory space where I can throw some stuff now. Do a freebie and just sell all the stuff. What map though? Let's do this one. Oh, in KY. Yeah, that makes sense. All the trees, dude. I just had bad luck. They when I got the house that I live in right now, there's a tree in the front yard. Oh, there's 3 trees. 2 of them died, and 1 of them fell over. The other one just died, and I was able to pull that one out. So that wasn't a problem. But the second tree falling over was kind of annoying because I like woke up, went outside, and I'm like, why is there a tree in the middle of the street? Like, why is it in my yard? It thankfully fell away from the house, and I got lucky that way. But still, another, you know, couple $100 bill to have someone come out, grind the stump, cut the tree down, take it out. Pasta and chicken and bacon? I want pasta, chicken, and bacon. What? I'm hungry. Feed me? Thanks. Alright. Scav run. What could happen here? Let's see. Let's do... My gun. TKM, FMJ ammo. It's not the worst ammo. It's like the second worst ammo. 90% sure that's a scav. Trying to think what I need to find. Loot, preferably. Are there any items I need to loot right now? I mean, there's probably a ton, but really I just need like high value items to sell and then buy Mosins for the next quest. I need to get bolt action kills from 80 meters. Get a 6-man on the screen. Wait, what? I was like, I don't know if I can do that in Tarkov. I hear footsteps to my right. I can't tell if it's a scav or a player. I don't know if he shoots me, it's probably a player, but sometimes scavs shoot too. You never really know. Usually, if you're playing as a scav, you usually don't know until it's too late. And then said scav will just kill you, team kill you, or the player hiding in the corner will kill you. It varies. Like scav runs on Lighthouse. I mean, Lighthouse is interesting. I haven't really played it. Little scav army over here. Wonder if they killed like Killa. LEDX spawns in here occasionally. It's kind of what I'm checking for. Sometimes players walk right over them, sometimes they don't. Also other med items. From time to time. Keys, you name it. That's another thing I need to do. I need to go do the... did I do the water quest already? I think I did. A Grizzly CMS kit. I might as well just take it with me. Need to find a bigger bag. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, man? You gotta do the command the other way around. You gotta do followage with the exclamation point first. What do we got in here? Technically, I don't need the bandages since I have the grizzly. And they took his handgun, which is kind of funny. Ooh, I'm getting lag spikes. Oof, the Taz, bro. Oh, I need it. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I just got the quest for it. That's right. Is that more slots than I currently have? 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 10. Basically the same thing. You just kill that scav. I couldn't quite tell if he killed the one in front of me or not. He might have. I'm not really paying attention. Another shotgun. That one's got a light on it too. The player's body, but he's already been looted for days. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, can I not take it? I can't grab it. Oh, that's shitty. It's like bugged. He's got armor. Much better armor. But I gotta get rid of the rig and then I can take the Mac armor. I think this is like level 4. If I remember. Is it level 5? Ah, level 4. Now, where was the other body? There's some other bodies back this way that I saw. Let's get an MBS, same bag I have. There's a guy running near me. Alright, it's like his gun. It's a shotgun. Other one had an armored rig as well. Is why you couldn't pick it up. Oh, I didn't see the rig. That explains a lot, actually. Tarzan. I always put the Tarzan in my bag. Yeah, I hate it when people loot like this. Like, I know why they do it, but like, God, is it annoying? Okay. Let's see, is there anything I need? That's VPO right here. Wonder, can I? Yes, I can. What ammo you got in this? EKO ammo or FMJ ammo? FMJ. FMJ's not great. Slow working for me. I mean, so far. I was gonna stream yesterday, but got a little busy. And then my brother's gonna come visit today, and we're gonna go help my dad fix his house. A little less than a year ago, my parents moved where I live. They live close by. And they moved out of our childhood home and then finally moved nearby where I live. My brother lives about 20, 30 minutes away from me. So we're all somewhat reasonably close. I'm about 10 minutes away from where my parents live. But their basement flooded. And I have to go help them repair that. So we already did all the nasty cleanup work, everything else. We got all the water out. That was a couple months ago. But we have to go over, I have to go over and do some electrical work for them. Then put up sheetrock. And then maybe do carpeting this weekend. I don't think we're going to do carpeting. I think we're really just going to do electrical and sheetrock. And then once we're done with that, we might get into the carpet stuff, you know, another time. But my brother's going to come up this weekend. So today, after work. And then our goal is to do some sheetrock stuff. So we're going to do that and hope for the best. And I've done enough electrical, like, general basic wiring that I can pretty much wire the basement, not a problem. Yeah, anything like a light switch is normal, but need to grab that battery on that wall. You'll see the problem here in a second. Car batteries are heavy and they're hard to find. Does the fam watch the stream? Occasionally. I know my mom gets notifications every time I go live, which is kind of funny. Is that another car battery? Or is that a bear? Nah, it's a gas tank. That's what that one is. What's up, Jesse? But yeah, that's the plans for the weekend, so I probably won't be streaming this weekend. Although I plan to. It's just with my brother being here and then with doing the other stuff to their house, I'm going to be a little busy, so I doubt I'll be able to do any streaming up until Monday. I don't know if I want to loot the scav outside. I kind of do, kind of don't. I don't want to take that VPO because it has the Bastion on it, which is a sight mount. Oh wait, what? I didn't realize that was a different gun. News to me. I forgot the caliber was different. Wrong. Retro. How's a wipe going? Is it an armored rig? Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of late to the wipe. I was going to play earlier and I just got in a little late. I haven't been streaming much like the past year, but then this last week I was like, all right, I think it's time I start making content stuff again, come back, give it a shot for a bit, get back to work. Otherwise, I'm gonna probably quit, go get a 9-to-5 for a bit. Like, bills don't pay themselves, unfortunately. But I've taken a lot of time off streaming, so it's gonna be a while before I can rebuild and rely on content creation. So I might have to do part-time content creation and try to find another full-time job. But, and in reality, I've had a pretty good run with content creation. I've been doing it probably for like the last 12, 13, 14 years. I'd say that's pretty good for a casual. That armored rig, though, that one's pretty decent. And I'll keep that. I'll keep the hat. I'll sell that. Didn't you actually go to college? So I did. I actually went to college I went to college twice, and it's kind of a long story, but I ended up dropping out multiple times, mostly because of content creation. So in high school, let's go back to high school. I was doing okay. I wasn't doing great in high school, let's be honest. I just never paid attention in high school. I didn't really like high school. Wasn't happy there. And then I decided to drop out my senior year, which was a big gamble, but I made an agreement with my parents. My mom worked at a college. She worked at a community college nearby where I grew up, and we got free tuition to community college if you were a resident of the county. So normally you'd have to pay like $2,000 to $5,000 a year, maybe in like fees just to go to college, like a community college. It's way more affordable than a university. But it's really convenient because if you want to do, you know, a four-year degree, you could get like your 2-year degree out of the way, and it's super cheap. And then all those credits transfer. So I made an agreement when I dropped out of high school to get my GED immediately. My mom worked at the college where they did the GED stuff. They had a course, but she was more of she ran like I want to say it was like a learning center slash like tutoring center there, and she was in charge of that whole area. I basically called her an English teacher my whole life because that's pretty much what she did. But she knew who ran the GED center, and she's like, well, if you drop out, you can sign up, do the GED program, and then you could go to college during summer. Like, you don't have to go to summer school to get your high school diploma. I was like, all right, fine, I'll do that. So I dropped out of high school, and then before high school graduation, I had my GED. And I was like, oh, I had to sign up, do a placement test just to see like if you needed to do testing like in certain areas where they can help you study. And I was okay. I was fine, not a problem. And then I took the test like later that weekend or 2 weeks later. I can't quite remember. It's been a while. Got my GED. Then I enrolled in summer classes that same year. So I was already in college for a bit. And then during that time, I was doing YouTube stuff. I was working part-time. I worked at like Walmart, I think, back at that time. I worked at Walmart, and then I was going to college, going to class. And then trying to think here how it changed. During that time, my YouTube channel started getting more popular with gaming content creation, like Call of Duty, I believe, more specifically around that time was Call of Duty. So I kept playing, started going to events, started going to Call of Duty events, like in person. They'd ask me to come out. They'd be like, hey, do you want to come play the game early? Do you want to do like DLC content for us? Yada, yada. And I was like, sure, why not? So I started doing all of that. And over time, that became more popular. I started making more money doing content creation than I was at my Walmart job. FaZe Clan was a thing for a while during that time, so I was doing a little bit better there. And then I was traveling so much. I remember I sat down with an English teacher of mine at the time, and I was just like, man, like, I really want to know what I need to do to pass your English class, because I'm going to be traveling like 4 times this month, and I have to write so many papers for that class, was what it was. And she's like, and I was like, can I just get the assignments ahead of time? I could work on them, get them turned into you week by week. You know, it's like when I have time, when I'm on like flights, I'm flying home, I could work on them, whatever. And she sat me down and she's like, why are you even here? I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, it seems like you have an opportunity, you know, with what you're currently doing. You're making livable wage, and, you know, you're going to college, you're doing okay. But she's like, I think I would pursue what you're currently doing, because you have a bigger opportunity there, and college will always be here. Like, that's what she told me. And this was a hard ass teacher. Like, she was I don't want to say call her a bitch because she was really mean, but she was just very stern, very hard. But some people didn't like her. But I think she just cared a lot, and she let you know, and she wasn't easy on you. So she had this kind of abrasive vibe to her. But she kind of spoiled it for me. She's just like, yeah, I think like you'd have a better opportunity somewhere else. Like you need to go do that. And hey, what the hell just happened? Oh, is this the wrong caliber again? Did I fuck up? But she basically encouraged me just to drop out. She's like, you know, if you just drop out, oh, that's why PS ammo. She's like, if you just drop out, college will always be here. You can come back. It's not a problem. I was like, all right, fine. So I eventually did that. I was nervous as shit. And then for like the last like 10 plus years, I did content creation full time, and it worked out really well. But last 2 years, I took off for like mental health stuff. I just didn't like streaming, didn't like content creation at the moment. I was getting burned out on it. I wasn't really enjoying it. So I decided to basically quit and then take a break. But yeah, college, I wasn't really too keen on at the time. It's just difficult because like once you go to school, you know, like, well, growing up, even like grade school was like, well, if you don't go to college, you'll be a failure. And if you don't go to school, you'll be a failure. And like, you'll be a loser, you'll be a bum. And I mean, having a college degree helps, but I think there's debate on whether or not certain college degrees are going to be helpful for you. Like if you go to be an art major or photography major, it might not be a great idea. You know, you could probably just learn that on your own. Whereas if you want to go to school to be a doctor, lawyer, you know, your typical standard type things, CPAs, criminal science degree, business degree, like you'll be better off with something that's a little bit more versatile and, you know, usable. So I think it really depends on what you do in college instead of like taking like an art type style degree. But I'm 33 now. I'm an old man. And it's like, do I want to go back to school for something completely unrelated and start over? Or do I use the experience I've had for the last 10, 15 years, fill out a resume, and just start throwing my resume out wherever? The other problem I have there is if I do that, I might have to move. And I like where I live. I like the interest rate I got on my house. I guess best case scenario is I don't sell the house. I just rent it and then move anyway. And then just try to find an apartment and live in an apartment and just rent my home. So that wouldn't be like the end of the world, but yeah, packing up the house would be a pain in the ass. Moving would be a pain in the ass. And I don't really quite want to move away from my family just right now because it's cool. I get to see them every weekend. It's like, hey, the football game's on, or hey, you want to go get lunch? I can just call them up today and go do that. Or if they need help on their home, or I need help on my house, my dad can just roll on over. But my dad's getting older. He's 75. So that's always something concerning for me. It bothers me. And it sucks seeing him get older. But yeah, trying to figure out, you know, next steps going forward. It's always a fun challenge. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Because I think for me, if I were to quit streaming, I'd want to pick a career path that would pay the bills, give me enough money to save, and just be more reliable. The last couple of years of streaming and working with Facebook, I wouldn't say I was spoiled, but yeah, I was getting up there. I was doing pretty consistent, earning enough. Things were great. And then when you're not working and you had a higher income, then it suddenly becomes not a higher income. You're like, fuck. Like, what do I do? So there's always that little panic, that little anxiety. But I think my big one is my age. I just feel like my age is kind of like, 30's still young. 33's still young, in my opinion. But starting over is rough for 33. If I was like 28, I'd feel more confident in that. Use your experience to rent Airbnb the house and move, bro. You're a smart guy. Go back to school and do it. Yeah, the question, though, is if you go back to school, what do you do? I hated school. Hated it. I feel like I would go to, I don't know if I want to do like computer program, computer science. I feel like that'd be a good career choice, but right now I'm kind of questioning it because there's a lot of stuff there. Finance wouldn't be a bad option either if you like math and numbers. You could be a CPA. I actually looked into that. Becoming a CPA is a pain in the ass though. Still young, 38. Oh shit. Old man? You file for your AARP card yet? Just kidding. You can actually get your AARP card when you're 25, by the way. And it does give you savings. So you should probably have one anyway. Just letting you guys know. But... oh, I probably don't have meds on this account right now. Shoot. Oh, maybe they're in my stash. I'll find out. I'm 38 too, but you'll make $250K a year, homie. What, as a financial like analyst or CPA? Yeah, I got that from my uncle about the talking part. Because like I've talked to him about like content creation business stuff, and every time he talks to me, he's like, yeah, your ability to voice certain things and talk about like key factors on whatever you're doing is like really good. So like your speaking ability is great. I just don't know if I want to be a CPA or tax attorney. Fuck, that'd be a lot of school. I gotta find something to pay the bills in the meanwhile. Rent ain't cheap, dude. Not rent, my mortgage. Mortgage and bills aren't cheap. I thought about cybersecurity certificates too. They do have like cybersecurity courses you can take, like quick courses, I think over a couple months. Those looked enticing, but the question is, it's like, well, you got to spend about $15,000 depending on the class and the course. And then once you pass it, you're certified. The question is, would it be enough to get you a job? That is the million-dollar question. I got like the most shitty rifle. If this thing's jams, I'm totally dead, by the way. I know, dude, I'm right there with you. Maybe marketing. So that's where I think my experience would probably come into play, because if I look back at like my employment history outside of like my minimum wage jobs, content creation, social media, marketing, management, things of that nature I've done for years. I have 10 plus years of experience with that. The hard part is finding a job that utilizes that like within the content creation space. Partnerships management, you know, finding one that where I live, that's kind of difficult. But I would say that that's the bigger hurdle, is finding a place like where I currently live. Like if I lived in LA, San Francisco, somewhere around those areas, it'd probably be easier to find a job around content creation, social media, marketing, management, whatever. But I live in, you know, Missouri. I live in Kansas City. So it's just like, maybe. If you like law enforcement, there's tons of options in the cyber world, especially the FBI and DHS. So here's my issue with the FBI. You need a degree. You need a 4-year degree with the FBI. Any degree, doesn't matter. But the other problem with the FBI is like the drug stuff. Now, I don't smoke. I've smoked in high school, maybe a little bit. And I haven't really smoked since. I've tried it, you know, occasionally since it's legal, but it's not really my thing. Causes too much anxiety for me. But when you do like all your background checking and they go through and they check your profile, I don't have a criminal record at all. So I'm in the green for that. That's great. Like I don't have anything outside of like a speeding ticket. You know, I get a little gold star next to my name for being awesome. But from my understanding is that if you tested, like if you admit to like utilizing any type of drug, like marijuana, whatever, they're like, nah, we can't hire you. And it's like, just for that? It's like, yep. So I don't know if they've changed that, but that's what I've heard. So there's that. So I think I'd probably be disqualified on that alone. Plus I don't have the 4-year degree. Most people that get hired for like the FBI, for that style, you have to have your security clearance, and that's usually where you get denied. But the 4-year degree, most people that get hired usually have like prior law enforcement experience, like 10 plus years as like, you know, detective or something else. Then they get rolled into the FBI because they have enough experience. FBI literally hires trans people, bro, on antidepressants. Their standards have gone to shit. Maybe. But you do realize that like everybody that works in like the hacking department is probably a furry, and they're really good at their job. Like, and I'm not saying that to be mean by any means. Like they will fuck your shit up. They know what they're doing. They're awesome. It's kind of impressive, actually. Like all the nerdy kids are like really good at their shit. Marijuana is less aggressive. You have to see what the website says. Many say 1 to 3 to 5 years. The other funny part is I actually have a license to grow it. Like, my state legalized it, and I don't smoke. I don't smoke, and I've never planted it. But I saw that my state legalized it, and I was like, I wonder how hard that is to get approved for. So I threw some like an application through the system. I literally got approved in a week. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I just didn't do anything with it. Like, like, I thought it was just funny to see if I could do it. I don't think they'd like that very much. They'd be like, this fucking guy. God, I'm finding so many keys here. Do I even need these? The 306 key, maybe? The cabin key. Which one is this? Oh, it's trailer parks. It's over there. I need that key, actually. That's a quest key. I'm sure it'd probably be fine, but I would have to pass a background check. I would have to pass all the lie detector stuff, which would be fun, cool times. I'd have to pass the physical fitness test. And then what else would you have to pass? I don't really know, actually, what all testing you would really have to do outside of that. I feel like that'd be it. But if you were an FBI, like, special agent, I mean, they'd pay pretty good. I think it's like 80 to 120 plus K a year, depending on your, like, seniority or rank, or however they do it. You do tech stuff for the CIA. I need a job, man. I don't think I'm that smart. I have to go to school for all that. The dorm keys I don't need? Really? The 306 key and the 108? You're probably right. It's not the problem. There's a polygraph. You just tell them everything up front and you're good. Most of it, as long as you're honest, you'll pass it. I hated the poly too. I went back to local Leo and got hired and now do it full time. So wait, you're law enforcement right now full time? Here's my issue though. I don't really like law enforcement as far as like local PD because I feel like, and this is going to be a biased answer, but I feel like you're just kind of like, I'm not trying to talk shit on you, but I feel like a lot of the time you're just doing shit you don't really want to do. It's like, cool, I gotta go be a security guard, or cool, I gotta go deal with domestic violence disputes, which are super fun and super dangerous. Like, great. Like, that does not sound great to me. Dude probably works for the FBI. Maybe he does. I mean, just recruit me. It'd be cool. Thanks. But, I mean, growing up, I think, like, as a kid, like, the idea of being a police officer was always cool. It's always great. Don't get me wrong. Like, everyone wanted to be a cop, fireman, whatever. But I think the older I get, the more I'm just like, I don't really know if I want to be an actual, like, Leo. But I think, like, if you were working for a bigger letter agency, it'd be kind of cool. You got a little bit more power there. And then it's also kind of more prestigious, which I think is kind of cool. Like, who doesn't like that? I had a friend that took like the FBI poly for tech stuff. He was going for programming. He's actually a programmer now for Amazon. And it was really interesting. Somehow he did not pass. I think he passed the poly, but there's something else that got him denied. I don't know if it was like the marijuana use or something else. I think it was the marijuana use that got him stopped, but this was years ago when it was probably a bigger deal. You definitely do a lot of stuff you don't like, but I've gotten pounds of drugs out of traffic stop, which makes it worth it. But that depends though. Like, what are your concerns about drugs though? Like, what do you not like? Like, what type of drugs? That's the real question. Like, I think most of us would argue marijuana doesn't fucking matter. Like, that's the non-issue right now. And I'd feel really shitty arresting somebody for marijuana possession. Which, I guess, where I live now, since it's legal, it's not really an issue. Yeah, once upon a time it was, but yeah, I feel like, Also, keep in mind, I wrote, like, a college paper on why, like, prison overcrowding was an issue and a big concern. Like, and a lot of it came down to drug possession charges being, like, really mandatory high minimums. like high amounts, and I was not on board with that. I was like, man, like you get possession charges, then you get like a minimum requirement of go to jail for 5 years, and it's like, fuck, that sucks. Like just for weed, like now heroin and other drugs I can understand too, like fentanyl, like what you're talking about, yeah, for sure. Weed with guns, oh, meth with guns, oh yeah, that's like an instant felony right there. That's an additional one. That's a you do not pass go. That's a fun one. Like, said I don't need the dorm keys. That M5AA1 ammo though, that's hot. I need that. That's the good ammo. So are you like an actual cop, or are you like more so like a federal agent? I'm kind of curious now, because it sounds like you're doing more than just being like a cop, potentially. I mean, you guys get good benefits though. It's always tempting. There's a lot of people in jail for meth and fentanyl. Yeah. I have one argument about like drugs that's probably unpopular, but hear me out. If you were to legalize drug possession, all of it, all the shitty stuff, all the really terrible stuff, and then you offered like cleanup centers, things of that nature, clinics where you can get, you know, off your drugs if you want to, you provide more social services, I think that would help more. And there's studies that show that it does. But one argument that I've always made is like people are scared of like doing like drugs because they might have an accidental fentanyl overdose because it's laced. But if you were to legalize all drugs and then you were to give it to people because you technically manufacture it like you do marijuana, it would be a little bit easier to control and understand what is laced and what isn't laced, at least for the consumer, so you'd have less deaths because of drug overdoses. But at the same time, you would also have an issue of, well, you can't really arrest people for drugs, can't put people in jail for drugs. It's also, you know, would take away a ton of money depending on how you want to look at budgets that way. So people probably won't be very happy about that either. They won't be very thrilled. But I think that would be a better system than our current one if we were to do it that way. Maybe it's a little crazy, but other countries do it and it works. Because right now, one of the big issues is people are worried that people are going to OD on like fentanyl. Like that's a #1 issue. Like people are like, I'm going to OD on fentanyl. It's going to be a big problem. But it's like, well, if you make it legal, people can grab it. They can do whatever they want. They can use drugs and they know it's not laced. Like if I go to the weed, like the pot shop, for example, and I go buy like marijuana, I know it's not laced. Why? Because it's literally tested and grown in a controlled environment by these distributors that are licensed, they're checked, they're operated, they're, you know, they check everything in a lab for quality, potency, you name it. So when you see that, you're just like, I need that armor for a quest thing. So I know it sounds crazy at first. But yes, I think it would make more sense. Cocked and ball torture is great. Yeah, that's the title of the stream. Sorry, it's a little aggressive, but that is what we're playing. But that'd probably be my more controversial opinion. Now, would that get me hired for a federal agency? Probably not. But the law's the law. So if I was an officer and you had drugs on you and I have to arrest you for it, well, you know, unfortunately, I'm going to have to arrest you for it. That's just how it is. That I do understand. That, like, you can't really get around that. That's just the way things work. And I get that. So it's like you just have to play ball, I guess. Like if you chose that and if you chose that that profession, I mean, that's just part of it. That's just how it goes. I don't need the hard drive. I don't need that. I probably just eat this real quick. The problem with drugs in society is that they commit other crimes. Correct. So a lot of time with drug users, they do more crimes because they have addictions. So a lot of it is they're addicted to drugs, they need to get money to pay for drugs, or they need to find something to steal. And that's how most people make their money, is they steal. That's the sad, unfortunate truth with when you have drug addictions. You steal from your friends, your family, anybody you can, anyone else, doesn't matter. Everybody. And that's usually where people get into trouble. More so, it's like, well, addiction's a hell of a thing, so it's really problematic. But my biggest issue is I think oh get no scoped. My biggest issue, I think, really is that the way that we do our policing is kind of questionable, because we don't really make things better for people with jail time. Like, I know people need to be punished for crimes and do certain things of that nature. That I get. Don't get me wrong. But I think my biggest one is that our current system doesn't really allow you to have rehabilitation. That was a big thing that I studied in college. So our system there is more about keeping you in jail, keeping you back in jail because you recommit a crime. So it's more so like we don't rehabilitate. We kind of do a little bit, and then it's like, sorry, you have like a 60-some% chance of going back to prison. And it's like, whoa, like, isn't that a little high? It's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking high. So there's a big issue there. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Like, a lot of controversial reasons. For-profit prisons, private prisons that you could argue. So I'm not like super thrilled about all that stuff if I were to be a law enforcement agent officer, because it's like, dude, you're just kind of part of the problem in some ways, but you're doing a job. It is what it is. But it's like, I just feel shitty about arresting people for certain things, right? So that's like one gripe. Can't say that, Dan. You're gonna get banned. You're never gonna get a job now. I told you I'd probably not get hired. I'd still do my job if I was hired, but you know, I don't make the laws. You just have to enforce them. Why? Why do you guys keep doing this to me? You guys just keep sneaking in here. I'm just trying to find a bigger backpack so I can carry some other extra guns out this raid. You just throw a grenade? I didn't know you guys did that. I don't know. I thought about it as a career choice just because it would pay the bills. You know, it's like, hey, it's not a bad option in terms of jobs. That's because the average citizen, to be honest, rich people in general do not like drug addicts in society. Yeah, correct. Who the fuck is throwing nades? That's a player. Problem is I didn't get the extra ammo here, so I don't know how much I have. I just need to skedaddle and get this quest done. I'm taking too much long, looting the guards and the scavs there. And he's still trying to blow me up. Nope, nope, you can't hit that. Nope, you suck, you suck. Is this the right exit? ZB13? Ooh, the fuck was that? That was kind of close. Yeah, I can go this way. But I think it's important to have conversations about it, because then you kind of understand, like, about policing. You understand what you're doing, what you're not potentially doing. But I mean, if you're an officer, you know, it's like your job is to do your job. I mean, at the end of the day, the policies are written by, you know, lawyers, and you know, it's just is what it is. Why are there so many of you? Damn. That fucking sucked, bro. Ow. That hurt. That really hurt. Ugh. I'm just gonna skedaddle. At least I hope to. But addicts in our society, they don't want folks to be locked up to keep them away and prevent crimes, like I mentioned. Yeah, and that I understand. I think it's just that overall the U.S. has a big issue with like prison population because we put a larger percentage of our prisoners, our population in prison than any other country, even China. And part of the reason we do that, there's a lot of reasons for it, but part of the reason is that we have harsher mandatory minimums, and then the rate at which you get back into prison, your reincarceration rate like goes up higher because you're more likely to reoffend. Because a lot of the time is that how would I phrase this? That the policies there for getting you back into society aren't great, so you're more likely to commit more crimes and then end up right back where you were. So that is kind of an issue. I'm open about my opinion on it, but it's like, really, if people ask, it's like none of their business. It's just like, hey, it is what it is. You just have to let people know if they care to. But really, if you're in a professional environment, it's just do your job. At the end of the day, do your job, do what you're supposed to do, and don't worry. You can't change it, so it is what it is. But yeah. That I agree with, and I get it. It's just, I just wish the system was a little bit better. That's, I think, my biggest complaint. Like, it could be a little bit nicer, In the world, it just could be a little bit more, little bit better for everybody. I think is the best way to phrase it. Indeed, I'm just told and keep my opinion. Also, California tried to do the whole thing with meth and crack addicts. I don't know how it worked out. So the idea there is like when you're an addict, you have to understand that people won't get help unless they need it and they want it. But the bigger problem I think that we have is that a lot of the time when people try to get help, you can't afford it. You can't do it. People won't help them, so they have no options. So they just do drugs. And it's like, well, that's not a great solution to a problem, is it? It's like, not really. It's more ignoring it. Then people end up in jail, and then nothing gets solved. So that becomes an issue too. But I'd say that there are ways to make the system better, to improve the system. It's just not easy when you have for-profit prisons and then you have policies that have mandatory minimums that make that more guaranteed. A lot of the things, too, is like people don't realize that we employ people in jail basically for cents on the dollar. So it's like you have what I would argue is like a modern labor force, like a slave labor force, essentially, in prison that can work. Even the Constitution doesn't protect you from that, believe it or not. Like, there's no rules. Like, if you're an inmate, that like the Constitution doesn't say that we have to do like treat you in a certain way when it comes to wages or something along those lines, which is kind of nuts. But I don't know. That's a bigger picture thing. But as far as career jobs go, I mean, I don't think that'd be a bad option. Would I like doing that? Maybe. I think parts of it. It's just, I don't know if that's what I want to do. It'd be a career, though. That is definitely true. I think like getting higher up with like some letter agency would be a cool goal. It's just, I don't know if I would qualify to do those things based off educational experience at the moment. Like you can, like I could submit out an application today and try to get hired. Like I would pass the physical fitness test. I'd probably pass the poly test. I'd probably pass everything. The problem though is I lack that degree. So it's like, could you be an agent? Sure. But were they going to hire somebody with no experience? I don't know. It depends on how desperate they are. And then also it's like, well, we could train him. It's like, okay, cool. You could do that, but is it worth it? Most of the time, I don't think they would. Oh, I need to turn that thing in. Shoot, before I go. Otherwise, I'll fail that quest. Actually, I have two things I need to turn in. So whose quests were they? Were they Purpura? I mean, the fact that you can buy like a prison stock is crazy. Like it's on the stock market. It's like literally traded. Like I can literally go buy stocks in prison. Like it's like what? Like that's a thing. It's like yeah, that's a thing. It's just weird. Oh, I got the scav quest. I want to go do that one. And that's another customs one I just locked. Where's the white armor one that I need to turn in? I have a lot of quests on. I need the 14 key. But I'm interested though, like your opinion on it seems pretty grounded. Like you seem like you know what you're doing, you're smart, you passed your poly, you did all your other stuff, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I mean, the FBI does have an office here where I live. So it's like, hey, if I could pass all their tests, maybe. I thought I had to find like 3 of those. Oh, maybe that's just a... Oh, that's like a temp one. Okay, scavs on woods or... Ooh, PMC operatives. 40 meters. That's another elimination challenge I could do. But that's like any map, I think. But it's a timed one. I got 5 hours to do it. I probably wouldn't complete it. I'm kind of curious, like, what your actual law enforcement position is. Now, good chance you're going wherever they tell you they need you. Those letter agencies do that, especially Customs Border. Oh, really? They just hire you and move you? I feel, though, like if you are working for the FBI as like a special agent and you're making 94 to 125K a year out the door, I feel like you just have to say yes. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but you have government insurance and job security. Realistically, I don't think they're going to fire you unless you do something absolutely terribly stupid. So you're probably not going to get fired once you get hired. Maybe. I don't know. But I would argue that you're probably in a pretty good position there not to. And then at that point, just do your goddamn job, right? Literally. Maybe I should just fill out an application for the lulz. It'd be really awkward though, because like another thing of the process of how they do that is they interview all your friends. When my mom worked at the college, she had like a student that applied like years later, and like the FBI showed up and talked to her and did an interview with her about him. And it was like, I don't know, 10 years later. And it's like, hey, do you know so-and-so? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, well, we're here, you know, to talk to you about, you know, potentially hiring him, yada, yada. You know, and we just need to know a few questions about him. But they do that. They check in with everybody, like from high school, college. The other problem there is I don't really have a ton of friends. So it's like, yeah, go talk to all these people that I know online. like that I don't really know in person. Good luck, dude. They'd be like, who is this guy and why does he keep to himself? It's like, because I play video games online for a living. I just don't go outside. Like, come on, man. Go easy on me. All right, do I want to go to woods with this, or do I want to put a different scope on it? Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I could put a scope on this. I'm gonna move it though. I forgot I had the MK12. I found one. Oh, this is the wrong one. Shoot. That is not the right one. Never mind. I'll just use that. I mean, the red dot's fine. Kind of ugly, but it's okay. I need water too. Ooh, why don't I just take the 8R in? What am I doing? Why don't I just take this one in? The nicer one. I forgot I even had it. I killed the guy last round and took it. That makes so much more sense. Why don't I just do that? What's up, Darren? How you doing, man? Growing up, your neighbor's kid went and they came to ask questions about him or her? Yeah. I feel like my neighbors would just be like, yeah, he's pretty cool. He keeps to himself, takes care of his yard. His dog barks occasionally, but other than that, he's fine. I can't even say that, though, because yesterday I caught it. It was pretty funny. I have a chain link fence at the moment. And I feel bad if I ever replaced it like with like a wooden privacy fence, because my neighbors come over all the time to the fence and they pet my dog, like the little corgi. So they're always out there giving her treats or petting her, and it's absolutely hilarious. So it's like, all right, I can't change that. I gotta keep it. What's up, Joshua? Video editor? What do you mean? Oh, as a job? Gotta head out. Yeah, I might actually. I'm kind of curious. I'm pretty sure I still follow you on Twitter, right? Pretty sure. Am I crazy? Or maybe your Twitter's ripped. Oh, you deleted it? Oh, no way. I'm surprised you deleted it. I mean, I'm not going to deny that it is kind of a shit show. It's a lot of racism on Twitter right now. It's pretty crazy. Ugh. I think like one big one for me on Twitter was like how for a while their algorithm shifted and it made it more like, oh, there's a dude getting run over by a bus. Like that would just show up in your timeline and it's like, sweet, like I really needed to see that. Like, you know, I'm kind of desensitized to stuff online anyway, but it's still just like, all right, like I don't need to see that all the time. Thanks, guys. The problem was like people weren't even following those pages and it would just still show you that shit. Go to Twitch and build up from there. I'm streaming on Twitch, but Twitch would be hard to grow on. Like live streaming and content creation is very difficult to grow. My audience doesn't really exist as much because I haven't streamed for a long time and Facebook's kind of wonky anyway as a platform now, so things have changed. It's possible to make money and still do well on Twitch or YouTube and Facebook, in my opinion, but you have to change your content a lot. And the question is, do I want to do that? The other problem, too, with that is like long-term survivability. So let's say you rebuild your page and you make 60K, 80K a year, maybe even make 100 grand a year. How long is that going to last? Can you do it for a year, 2 years, 1 year, 5, 10? Like, what happens when you're 45? What happens when you're 55? Like, what do you do? So that's the bigger issue with like content creation in general, is that there's an uncertainty for income over the long term. Like, so for example, with like Yuppie, like he was in here, like let's say you go and become a law enforcement agent or whatever at anywhere. I mean, you'd make what, 50, 60K a year, maybe, depending on where you work. And then you'd have that, plus probably a pension. I'm assuming most law enforcement do pensions because of the union stuff. So you'd have insurance, you'd have all your fun stuff taken care of, priced. It'd probably be more reasonable in terms of a 10, 15-year career than hoping that your YouTube videos do well for a long time. It's like right here. Problem is I don't have headphones. Because I'm here to kill scavs, but all the players are near them. Making a lot more noise than I want to, walking through the bushes. That was a player. I think there's more like this direction somewhere. What's up, Simon? How you doing, man? Do you think streaming overall has peaked now? People are less interested? You shooting at me or somebody else? I don't think I think the problem with like Facebook streaming in general is that Facebook pulled the plug on it. So they made it harder to watch content creators or find streams on Facebook. So your viewership on streams is going to be less on Facebook. Your discoverability is going to be less on Facebook. But I would say overall, Facebook as a platform is still massive. So you would have to change the style of content you're doing with video content, short form, long form videos, things of that nature. And then you'd probably still find a way to be successful that way. It wouldn't be perfect, but it would be better than, just live streaming. And where did I kill this guy? I killed the other one, but there was a player somewhere down here that I killed, and I don't see his body. It's fucking impossible to find a body. I think this is the scav. I still need that for a quest. I gotta figure out where I killed that other player. He should be to the right of this dude. Have you tried learning a trade? Sorry if you had talked about this already. I found a small electrical company to get my 4 years of on-the-job training, then went and took a test. William, how did that work out for you? Because I've actually been thinking about maybe becoming, I don't know about a journeyman, but doing, maybe becoming an electrician, in all honesty. That came up yesterday. I'd be very curious. The hard part, though, is it's like, that's a little bit more manual labor. Like, that's a lot. That's a hard working job in my opinion. Oh, this was a scav. Interesting. I thought it was a player for a second, just with shitty armor. Cabin key is a good key. Facebook is pretty huge, but if I'm not sure they stopped paying creators, they did. Once so I don't know if I should share that information because you guys might think of me in a different way. I was doing really well on Facebook, and Facebook came to me with the contract offer, and they didn't know how well I was doing, and then they offered me less money, and I said no. I should have killed him. I fucked up. I just kind of shot out of panic. They'll probably catch me because I'm being loud as fuck. I don't know if I killed him. I don't think I did because I didn't hear him like go, ooh. I think the scav's shooting at him and me. Yeah. He's behind me. I can't hear anything. It sounded like he was standing on me. I never heard any footsteps though, which is odd. Nah, man, you have bills to pay. You're cool, dude. So the thing with Facebook though is like, they offered me a contract for multiple years, and I obviously accepted it because I came from YouTube and I came from Twitch. Now, the thing with that was that I was earning a lot at the time when I quit because I was just doing really well. Things were going great for me, and I was making good content then. So I was like, I don't really need the contract. But mentally, I was kind of tired and kind of burned out. But when Facebook was like, hey, we're going to give you an offer for less than what you're currently earning, I was like, well, that's kind of dumb. Like, I don't really want to do that. And I've been streaming content creation for like 5 years. I was like, I think I'm just going to take a break. So I took a break. Good idea, bad idea, whatever you want to say. I mean, it's okay. But at that point, I kind of knew Facebook was obviously not going to stick forever. They're not going to pay you forever. That's not going to happen. But I think it was really odd, though, because they promised originally, like, oh, if you do better, we'll pay you more. I was like, okay, cool. So I did really well. And they're like, oh, you did too well. I was like, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. So I was like, no, I'm good. But they quit paying. That's why Stone doesn't multi-stream. Well, that's why Stone multi-streams, for example. He was like the last one, and he's like, yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube now. And it's like, ooh, so even Stone isn't employed anymore. And I think that's fine. Like, I'm not like super negative or salty about it. You know, I had a good opportunity, had a good run. Things went really well for me. I think things can go well, probably not so much with streaming, but more so with the content creation side of it. If you were to tailor video content specifically for Facebook, I think you could do well on the platform, but the question is, do I want to do all that? I don't know. That is the $1,000,000 question for me on, you know, how much work and how much effort I want to do. And also I'm getting older, so part of the discussion comes down to, do I want to continue to do content creation full time for 10 years, 5 years? Can I continue to do it? So it's like, I don't know. And that's when it becomes more of a, I don't really want to do all that type of stuff. I'm level 14, but what was the quest I could turn in? Oh, it's this one. I thought I turned, oh, I turned the armor into the wrong quest. Oops, no wonder. That's why I still need to find that armor. I need 15 more scavs. I'm taking this in here, but I wanted to get... I wanted to buy some armor, but I'm broke. And I thought I had the... I could always take that in. I can give you a kit. Nah, I'd rather not. Do I do my own editing? At the moment, I do. What's up, Millie? I'm doing great. What about you? I still work for the same company. Some days are hard and some days are laid back. You have to work hard first to kind of prove your worth. I feel like that's like most trade jobs. You have a lot of old people. I'm going to call them old because I can. Like senior people that are just like, oh, you better bust your ass because I had to. Yada. And I really fucking hate that attitude. Like, I saw some Reddit post on Reddit where it was an electrician. He gave him like some type of like cutout drill bits. So, you know, they're like the circle ones that you like cut out tin on or something. Like maybe like a gutter or something. I'm not quite sure what he used them on, but he's like, yeah, I had these for 3 years and I gave them to my God, what do you call him? My apprentice, and he ruined them in an hour. And all I heard when I saw that post was, oh, so you gave them to your apprentice and you didn't show him how to use them properly. But like, he was just kind of like talking shit on his apprentice in a sense. It's like, well, maybe if you want him to do things right, you would show him how to do things correctly. Like that sounds more of like a problem for somebody else. Like, what's going on there? So sometimes I think that attitude does suck, but I get it. You know, they worked. They want to make sure people understand that they can work hard and do well, yada yada. But I think it's more about like, you just have to be a good teacher. Because the better you teach someone, the less mistakes they're going to make, and it's going to make your life easier too. Once you get your journeyman license, you can do a ton of work on the side, but that's like a 4-year commitment just to get your journeymans, right? I feel like most electricians make somewhere between like 45 to like 120K a year, depending on the upper end. I guess it depends on like what jobs you're doing in overtime, maybe with that career field. My dad's neighbor is an electrician, believe it or not, where they moved recently. So sometimes he'll come over and help them with the basement stuff since that shit flooded, which is kind of funny. I'm debating on taking this in there with no armor. Gonna waste money on that. Problem is, that's a pretty decent gun right there. The scope is not so bad. No armor is crazy. Maybe I could get a P.A.C.A. Let me just sell some stuff. Maybe. I kind of need that for the... This has AP rounds in it, so I want to keep it. I'm going to use it. It's a Mosin suppressor. I'm going to hold on to that. I can sell you. This is going to be a cheap run. Oh god, I'm gonna get a shot in the face. The pack is not gonna save me by any means, but the idea is like if I do get in a gunfight, I might take a shot to the chest that would have normally killed me. And now I survived, like just because of that one bullet difference. So sometimes wearing a P.A.C.A makes a difference. Not always, but it depends on what ammo the other asshole's using too. Save with your scavs, if anything. That too. I still have all the DVLs I need to use too. I think I put them here. I got a couple. I don't know. I killed like 4 or 5 people yesterday and they all dropped DVLs. It was ridiculous. Every one of them was like rocking a DVL. I was like, bros, like, what are you guys doing? I need meds actually. Take that. That'll be okay. I have splints. No, I don't have splints. Take those. Serve kit. I mean, that'll be fine. I get shot. It's not the end of the world. I'll just do scavs. It's fine. Working on Shooterborn. Oh, that's what you're doing? Black Ops 2 content was good. I like Black Ops 2. Black Ops 6 looks interesting. I'll probably get back into sniping with maybe a controller, but oof, I don't know. I probably won't do like multiplayer. I'll probably do Warzone if I have the time to play it. The amount of hours I put into sniping is insane. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, literally. That's a 12-hour, what the fuck? 12-hour flight? I was like, I thought my alarm was going off for a second. Like, what is that? The only issue I have with this game is like the waiting times are terrible. Ouch. There's a Reddit video of a guy in China. He's hiking and he slips down this really slippery rock like on a trail. Almost slides off the fucking mountain, hits a tree, and it stops him from continuously falling off a cliff. You lucky fucking guy. Jesus, dude. But the problem is he hit the tree in between his legs. So it's like, ow, that fucking had to hurt. Like your little tailbone there, baby. Also, why are you climbing on rock during wet conditions? Do I keep in touch with Pomage? Not really. Pomage and I kind of fell apart when he quit, when he didn't want to do the dual-tage with me, like way back. I'm sure we're fine now, like we're adults now, and like it doesn't fucking matter. But like when I go back over that, you have to keep in mind I was in FaZe Clan at the time. I was busting my ass. I was friends with Hex, like Optic Hex. I was friends with Paul, the other guy from Optic at the time, and I was convincing Paul, Tommy, Seabass, Hex to let us do this dual-tage that, you know, Optic and Pomage, like Optic Pomage with FaZe Cross, like at the time, back on like MDB2. And there was a lot of pushback from both organizations on who could upload the video first, who couldn't upload the video first. And eventually I got him to agree just to upload it both at the same time. It'd be okay. It's not a big deal. Just put it on both channels like a Unity thing. Because that was the idea of the montage. It was called Alliance. And the montage was between a FaZe member and an Optic member back when Optic and FaZe like hated each other. Like there was a lot of tension there because FaZe was growing, becoming a more popular team than Optic was. A lot of that was because Hex shouted out FaZe Clan, you know, and like helped them out a lot. And then FaZe Clan started becoming this dominant force in the sniping community, and it caused a lot of tension. But yeah, it was all planned. It was going to happen. And then Pomage backed out the day that the trailer was going to go upload. And then after that, I just was like, well, that's kind of shitty, dude. Like, like, I don't know how else to put that. Like you're kind of fucking me here. Like, this is kind of rude. And, cause I remember I was working at Walmart at the time and I came home and the video was supposed to be uploaded and Seabass is like, oh yeah, Cross, like, sorry, your video's not going to go up today. And I was like, why not? He's like, I can't tell you. Why not? Why not? Why not? And eventually he told me, well, Pomage is going to join FaZe. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. We could just relabel it. Not a problem. He's like, yeah, you're going to have to talk to Pomage. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went and talked to Pomage about it. And Pomage is like, look, I just need to focus on me right now. And I was like, are you fucking serious, dude? Like, we agreed to do this montage months ago. The editor already worked on it for free, mind you. SLP, the fucking legend himself. That motherfucker wouldn't let me pay him ever. And that really pissed me off because he worked really hard. I was like, let me pay you. Let me give you money. Like, let me pay you for your time and your effort. You're making some of the best Call of Duty edits at the time. Like, they were incredible. He's like, nah, you can't pay me. Fuck is shooting at me? Damn, they're angry. I gotta be somewhat careful because I don't have a lot of extra ammo here. I need to kill Scaz, but that's just crazy, I think. If I'm lucky, maybe they'll have like PS ammo or something like this guy. That actually might work in my SKS. Not great, but it'll work. Oh, I need that for a quest too. Also, I'm going to take that because that's a really good tack rig. But yeah, it was kind of fucked up. So after that, Pomage and I didn't talk. Like I was just like, all right, I'm done. Don't care. Like, you're kind of an asshole. Like, that was really unexpected. Now it's like, you know, 10 years, 15 years later, I don't give a shit about it anymore. But it's like, yeah, I'll tell the story of what happened. It's like, it's fine. It's water under the bridge. I'm over it. You know, I'm 30 years old now. Who gives a shit? It would have been cool to make the montage. Would have been great. But when people were asking, like, well, why don't you keep in touch? Well, that happened, and we just quit talking. So, like, understandably, I was mad. Like, I was like, yeah, this is kind of bullshit, dude. Like, I worked really fucking hard to make this happen, and it didn't fucking happen. Like, thanks. Like, appreciate that a lot. Like, fuck you. Like, I was really mad about it. I'm still a little salty because I think it would have been an awesome montage to make at the time. Maj went on to make Iridescent after that, if you were curious what happened. So all the clips that I used in Testament, all the clips that he put in Iridescent, we just basically split up and made our own montages then. That's what happened. Which I'm totally fine with because Iridescent was sick. You know, you can get the fucking nasty montage. But I think Pomage, Spratty, myself, maybe a few others at the time had probably the best montages for Modern Warfare 2 and maybe 3. I don't want to say mine were up there because Reaps was crazy. I think I got better during like the Modern Warfare 3 time. Actually, that might have been when that was a thing. MW3, not MW2. The timeline's so blurry to me. I'm an old man, okay. I got dementia. But no, it would have been really nice to make that montage. Like, it would have been sick, but, you know, shit happens. That's just how it goes sometimes. But I did talk to Heist the other day. He got recruited the same time I got recruited originally. Tommy and I remember it was really funny. It's a crazy story, just pure coincidence. I think I was working at Walmart back then still. I think I was going to school, like college or some shit. And Tommy was playing free-for-all on Modern Warfare 2. And I was also playing free-for-all on Modern Warfare 2. And Heist, Garrett, was also playing Modern Warfare 2. And it was late at night. And I was about to go to bed because I had like something to do tomorrow. Like I was working or going to school. And Heist messaged me and goes, hey, FaZe Temper's in my free-for-all game. Join my lobby. And I was like, like session joining? And I was like, who the fuck is that? He's like, dude, it's like the owner of FaZe Clan. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, sure, why not? I'll play a few games. So I hopped on, played free-for-all. I hit a couple quad feeds. Heist hit a couple quad feeds. Tommy added me to his friends list, and he's like, I'm going to go 1v1 Heist. Like, Heist was like, Tommy's going to go 1v1 me. Like, he wants to play on Rust or some shit. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then, like, the next day, I got on, and Heist invited me. And then Tommy was there, and we just started playing. So we started playing, you know, just Call of Duty, doing pub lobbies, whatever. And as we were doing that, over, like, the next 2 weeks, like, I started hitting a ton of quad feeds, montage clips, 5 on-screens, you name it, just doing crazy shit. And Tommy was like, hey, I wanted to ask Heist if he wanted to join FaZe Clan. Do you think he would be interested? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I think the only issue at the time was he didn't have a recording device. But, I mean, if you offered it to him, I'm sure he'd try to find a way to go buy one. Or maybe I could buy one for him, whatever. And we could figure it out. Ooh, that was close, actually, for being this far out. And then Tommy was like, yeah, that'd be really cool. But he's like, I also wanted to ask if you would join. And I was like, wait, what? And my answer was not probably what Tommy expected. I asked Tommy, I was like, hey, do you think I could get, like... I was like, do you think I could get, like, 300, you know, like, not 300, sorry. I was like, do you think I could get maybe, like... I think I hit him. I was like, do you think I could get, like, 24 hours to decide? Because I gotta, you know, I was managing, like, Darth Empire at the time, which was a team I, like, basically co-founded with Aimbot. So I was really invested in that. So I was really invested in the organization of the team at the time. And I went and decided, I was like, you know, I gotta probably join FaZe Clan here. Like, I gotta give it a shot. And so that's what I ended up doing. I did bring extra ammo. What am I doing? Not a lot of extra ammo, but some. So after that, I joined FaZe from that point on. But yeah, that's how I joined. It was kind of nuts. I shit on people in MD2. MD2 was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. I need to go kill more scabs. So I should probably go to the wood camp maybe after this. That was a player I was shooting at down there. Who knows where he went? Sometimes they go onto that ridge line down here and they camp it, and you can shoot them in the back from over here if you can shoot, you know, 500 meters. It's a little bit of a long range shot, but it's possible. I killed one scab, three technically. I don't know if I killed that last one. That might be three. I fired 2 shots and I didn't see him like move after, so I don't know if he's dead or not. Oh, someone just shot at me. Someone is shooting at me. Oh man, someone's shooting at me from a long way away too. He must be on the other side of the river. So someone must be down there with the suppressor. And that scav maybe behind me. Because I actually got hit. I don't know where he was shooting me from. It was suppressed and you can't tell. You just get hit by it. So it's probably across the river. And I think there's a scav back here, another player. That's probably who's shooting me earlier. LPS ammo. I remember right, that's really good Mosin ammo. I think that's the best Mosin ammo in the game, actually. Vitamins. Oh, ibuprofen. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? I'm on a stream roll. I won't be streaming today to tomorrow, and then probably till Monday. I know someone was asking, but my brother is visiting tonight, and then we're gonna go help my dad tomorrow. Probably put up sheetrock and do some electrical work for him. Their basement flooded when they moved here. Unfortunately, they had a sump pump failure. Yeah, shit happens. So I'm gonna go over there, probably run some wires for them, and then we're gonna put up some what do you want to call it? Probably put up some drywall, sheetrock. My brain was having a moment. Am I near Tornado Alley? Pretty much, yeah. Haven't had any bad luck with tornadoes yet, but you never know. All it takes is one. Wonder if that guy's gonna camp me. Thing is, I don't know who was shooting at me from like suppressed. That was a concern of mine. But it was like really far. Like it could have been on the mountain, but it was probably more likely over here. Yo, is he just camping in the woods there? Lost sight of him. I think he just ran. I saw him and then he just disappeared. What the fuck? I don't see shit. Like when I zoomed in, I lost him. He probably rotated. He'd probably see me rotating. That's just a dude like a little SKS or something. I don't like that because I can't see him at all. Where am I from? I'm in Missouri. He's somewhere in that tree line, or he pushed further over. I don't like it because I have no fucking idea. He's probably like proned out somewhere. Damn, he got a headshot on me. I just saw him. I wonder if I hit him. Probably not. Oh, nice. Yeah, he got me in the face. That's why I died. 442 body. I don't know if I hit him or if those were scav kills that I got there, but maybe. He shot me in the head with that last bullet. That's why I died. That's unfortunate. I just didn't see him at the right time. He got ahead of me and just saw me earlier and I couldn't get him. That's all that happens in Tarkov. You ever see somebody first and then if you get your headshot first, it's it. You win. And unfortunately, I didn't get him. I was also trying to leave. I was like, I don't think it's worth hunting one player. I was like, I'll just go try to kill scavs. And then as I do that, I get shot. Like, he peeks me and shoots me in the back, basically. The timing was just rough. All right. What do I want to do here? I could do a scav run. Question is, what map? Maybe interchange again. Largest crowd in WNBA history attended the Mystics vs. Fever game in DC. Yeah, Caitlin Clark bringing in numbers for the WNBA, and everyone in the WNBA is being spiteful as fuck. and they hate her, which is so funny because it's like, dude, she's making you guys get paid money. You guys need to shut the fuck up. It's so weird. This dart player, there's a Reddit post. It's so funny to me. It's this dart player, a professional dart player who started doing really well. And every time I see the clip posted of him just absolutely obliterating players, people are like, wait, he's 16 years old? And it's like, that's the oldest 16-year-old I've ever seen. It's like, everyone's like, that motherfucker's at least 30. Like, every time I see the clip from it, like the professional dart championship, it's so funny. It's like, wait, he's how old? Everyone's like, he's at least 32, right? It's like, no, not even close. All the comments are always the same, and it makes me laugh every time. Am I streaming on Kick as well? Not at the moment, no. Not at the moment. Look at this AK-4M, bro. Look at the mag. What kind of ammo I got in this bitch? Oh, T? I think that's terrible ammo. It's probably not that bad, but it's still funny. This shit's crazy. It's a 94 round drum mag. Who needs that? Rambo? Maybe. Just call me John Rambo at this point. I have streamed on Kick, but I just don't really see the point right now. Compared to other platforms, I don't think Kick would grow faster than any others. I think it'd be just more sense to spend time on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch if I was going to do multi-stream. Which I'm technically live on all three at the moment, so yeah. I'm sure those all looted because all the doors are open. Think you found my stream during Battlegrounds? Probably. That's when a lot of people found me. Because I was around for Call of Duty for a long time, and then as Call of Duty became less popular with the rise of like Fortnite, Apex Legends, PUBG, you know, I switched to PUBG over time. And then that's when I started getting more popularity, was PUBG after Call of Duty. It was definitely PUBG, because I didn't really play Fortnite. PUBG brought a lot of life back to my channel and my page. There's a guy back there, but I think it's another scav. DVL's really good. Yeah, it can be. It's a really popular gun to use on woods. All the snipers, literally. Like all this has been looted. I don't like going to my right because that's usually where I get sniped from some other player just chilling. But as a scav, I don't really have a lot of choices. So as far as finding decent loot, so maybe we'll find out. We find out together. Another scav with me. He's just chilling. What is that on the wall in front of me? PP ammo. Is that bad ammo? I mean, the penetration's not bad for level 3, but not so much for level 4. I gotta learn all the ammo types and like if they're good or bad again, and that just takes forever. It's like every season it just changes and I can never tell which is which. It's either a scav running by or a player. Fortunately, hackers took over Black Ops 2. I heard about that, yeah. In most Call of Duties, they have a big cheater issue. You know, it's always been a problem. But even then, it's like online FPS in general has problems with that. That's been a concern for years, is like, how do we combat people that are cheating in video games? Now, is it common for like the higher level players to be cheating? Not really. It's more so like just random people buying multiple accounts, cheating, not so much the content creators, streamers. I'm sure there's maybe like a few of them out there that do it. But like the huge, big popular guys, nah, not so much. The conspiracy theories are kind of crazy. I've talked about it a lot on my channel, broken down a lot of clips, and it's just people are absolutely insane. Now that I think about it, I could just buy Mosins. How did I open both? That's kind of funny, actually. Yoda or Toyota key, maybe? Boo. Hot garbage. Like, why is there a player out there? It's a scav, though. Someone is above me. I think it's a scav. He's probably walking back down now. Problem is, I don't really know what I need to loot right now. Just a bunch of junk, really. Look at all these scavs. AKM. It's an armored rig. Yeah, yell at me all you want. Interesting. I guess the question is, do I go up and check the other spots? That I don't know. I see a DVD player. Spark plug, I might need that. There's an engine back there. It's probably worth a little bit. What's up, Robert? How you doing, man? Is the SP? I think the SP ammo is kind of garbage. I'm just gonna take a couple things, I guess. Did I need another one of these? No. I think I already did all those. I think I hear the guy above me. That's what that sound is. It's a hard drive. It's probably all been looted multiple times. Sometimes you find like graphics processors. There's a gas analyzer. Usually you can just grab a couple $100. A lot of people don't like loot this. It's kind of funny actually. What's more interesting to me is I haven't seen the I was gonna say I haven't seen any like bodies of players or scavs lately. I mean, I've seen a few. There's one over there, but I was gonna say normally there's a lot more scav bodies, more player bodies. There really weren't that many. Maybe over here. Let's see over under. I could sneak a graphics card out of this PC. Like 0 to 10. Never gonna find one. I wonder how that motor sells. I bet that motor sells for like 50k, but oh well. Uptime, probably about like 2 to 3 hours at the moment. I probably got like maybe another hour before I need to hop off. Or maybe like 1 or 2 more raids, I don't know. Because my brother's gonna be here later tonight, so probably even in an hour or two. Maybe like 6 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock now, but I need to clean up some things before he gets here. Did I build my PC? Yeah, most of them. I think I actually bought, yeah, I think I bought these other PCs, actually, now that I remember. I used to do my own builds. I have another one behind me, like in the corner here, that I pre-built. Like, that's not pre-built, sorry, but that's one I built myself. I have another one in the other gaming room that I built. And then when I upgraded, I went with pre-built just because it was more convenient at the time. I'll just take this scav loot and probably pawn it. I just hope I have enough inventory space. Yikes. I need to keep a couple things. I need to keep this. And they both shrink. Sell that. I'll probably sell the guns, the ammo. And I'm trying to think. I need to go back to I always build my own PCs. A lot of the time I did because that's what I used to do in high school. Like ever since high school, that's when I started building computers. I got really into it. Maybe like toward maybe even middle school, really. Like 8th grade, then on through high school, I built PCs. College, I built PCs. I built PCs for friends, whoever else. I'm gonna go like naked into a raid, I think, is what I'm gonna do. I like have so many like used IFAKs. I got a lot of them. I was gonna say he should buy. What if I should just run a Mosin? I had that they reformulated one of your favorite colognes. Wait, what? Oh, so you don't like how it smells anymore? Like, doesn't last long enough? I mean, yeah, I can see that being annoying. Maybe I should just go become a bartender. Fuck. Where did I spawn? Ugh. I need to shoot the scabs in the face, but I gotta find them first. I mean, it's actually good money. And if you're good at being a bartender, yeah, potentially. You have to work at a busy place, though. And then hope people give you tips. Did I walk into the landmines or am I on the wrong side? No, I'm on the right side. What's the odds of 2 grizzlies being here? Bad ammo. What did he shoot me with? He got me in the face, that's why. No, not bad ammo. Hit count 8, 17 shots. And armor was so-and-so. 241 to 151. So yeah, he just had good armor. And then I just had shit aim and he got lucky with the headshot. GG's. I wasn't ready for a player to be there. I was like, oh. Immediately got shot in the face. All right. I think that's it for me. I'm going to take a break. Probably I'll be back on Monday. And we'll go from there. But guys, thanks again for hanging out. Appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you guys soon. Take care, guys.